Labeling all narcissists as evil is an oversimplification that doesn't fully capture the complexity of narcissistic personality traits and their underlying causes. Narcissism exists on a spectrum, ranging from mild narcissistic traits that many people exhibit to more severe forms seen in narcissistic personality disorder. While some individuals with severe narcissism might engage in harmful or manipulative behavior, it's important to approach the concept of evil with nuance. Here are some points to consider. 1. Moral complexity. People with narcissistic traits or NPD often exhibit behavior that can be hurtful, manipulative, or exploitative. However, it's important to recognize that their behavior may stem from psychological and emotional factors rather than inherent malevolence. 2. Underlying factors. Narcissistic behavior is often a defense mechanism that masks deep-seated insecurities, fears, and emotional wounds. These individuals might engage in harmful behavior as a way to protect themselves from their own vulnerabilities. 3. Lack of empathy. One hallmark of narcissism is a lack of empathy for others. While this can lead to behavior that appears callous or indifferent, it's crucial to remember that this lack of empathy is a symptom of their disorder rather than an inherent evilness. 4. Complex motivations. Narcissists might engage in manipulative or exploitative behavior to gain a sense of control, protect their fragile self-esteem, or maintain their self-image of superiority. These motivations are often rooted in their own psychological struggles. 5. Impact on others. The behavior of a narcissistic individual can have negative effects on those around them, causing emotional distress and harm. However, it's essential to differentiate between harmful behavior and inherent evilness. 6. Responsibility and accountability. While individuals with narcissistic traits are responsible for their actions, it's important to understand that their behavior is influenced by a combination of genetic, environmental, and psychological factors. Holding them accountable for their actions is important, but it's also important to consider the broader context. 7. Treatment and change. Some individuals with narcissistic traits can benefit from therapy and treatment. With proper therapeutic intervention and a willingness to change, some people can develop greater self-awareness, empathy, and healthier interpersonal skills. The relationship between narcissism and spirituality can be quite complex and can vary depending on the individual's beliefs, experiences, and the severity of their narcissistic traits. Here's how narcissism and spirituality might intersect. 1. Narcissism and spiritual materialism. Some individuals with narcissistic traits might be drawn to spirituality for self-enhancement. They could use spiritual practices or beliefs as a means to bolster their self-image, seeking admiration or validation for their perceived spiritual superiority. This is sometimes referred to as spiritual materialism, where spirituality is used to fulfill narcissistic needs. 2. Superiority complex. Narcissists often have a grandiose sense of self-importance and may believe they are uniquely gifted or more spiritually enlightened than others. This can lead to a sense of spiritual superiority, where they feel they are above common human struggles and have special insights that others lack. 3. Lack of empathy and compassion. One of the core traits of narcissism is a lack of empathy. This can impact the way a person engages with spiritual teachings that emphasize empathy, compassion, and interconnectedness. Narcissists might struggle to truly embrace these principles if they are focused primarily on their own needs and desires. 4. Manipulation of spiritual concepts. Narcissists might manipulate spiritual concepts to serve their own agenda. They might use spiritual language to manipulate or deceive others, appearing more spiritually evolved than they actually are. 5. Identity and ego. Many spiritual traditions emphasize transcending the ego or the individual self. Narcissists, however, often have an inflated ego and a strong attachment to their identity. This can create a conflict between spiritual teachings that encourage selflessness and their own ego-driven tendencies. 6. Positive transformations. On the other hand, some individuals with narcissistic traits might experience positive transformations through their spiritual journey. Engaging in spiritual practices that foster self-reflection, mindfulness, and self-awareness could help them gain insights into their behavior and motivations, leading to personal growth. 7. Treatment and healing. Spirituality, when approached with sincerity, can play a role in the treatment of narcissism. Engaging in practices that promote self-awareness, humility, and empathy might aid in addressing some of the underlying psychological factors contributing to narcissistic behavior. 8. Vulnerability and authenticity. Some individuals with narcissistic traits might struggle with vulnerability and authenticity. Exploring spiritual practices that encourage openness and honesty could support them in breaking down their defensive barriers. In summary, the relationship between narcissism and spirituality is nuanced and can vary widely among individuals. While some narcissistic individuals might exploit spiritual concepts for their own benefit, others might find genuine transformation and healing through their spiritual journey. It's essential to approach this topic with an understanding of the complexity of human behavior and the potential for personal growth and change. If someone with narcissistic traits is engaging with spirituality, it's important to encourage genuine self-reflection, humility, and empathy as part of their journey. While some individuals with severe narcissistic traits might engage in harmful or manipulative behavior, it's not accurate or helpful to label all narcissists as evil. Understanding the underlying psychological factors, the complexity of human behavior, and the potential for change through proper treatment is important in discussing and addressing narcissism. It's crucial to approach the topic with empathy, awareness, and a balanced perspective.